Greys. From the description of the observed behavior and appearance of the species commonly called the Greys, it is probable that this species is a subservient race in the service of some master, the Rectoids. It is also likely that this race was specifically bred to perform specific tasks with the culture. In this fashion, the Greys may well be biologically engineered robots, biots. Following this reasoning, it would be desirable to build into these biots specific limitations in both mental and physical capacities which would limit any autonomous capabilities, thus minimizing the possibility of revolts. One such limitation would likely be autonomous reproduction. If reproduction were dependent on the master species, the Greys' very existence would inherently controlled by these masters. Another likely area to exert control is to limit the biot ability to obtain sustenance. If key nutrients were only available at specifically designed feeding stations, the biot's servitude is further assured. To accomplish this goal, it is likely that such biots would not have a functional digestive system. Nourishment would be directly administered in manner that would be both efficient and difficult to replicate. Human UFO occupants have been observed both in conjunction with the Greys as well as apparently operating autonomously. The humans that appear to operate independently have been described by both Adamski and Mayer. It is notable that in each of these cases, deception appears to be a key factor. It may well be that this class of cases can be dismissed as pure hoaxes, yet, it is also possible that these human occupants need to keep their actual location and motives hidden. This certainly would be the case if this group was a faction of humanity that has divested itself from servitude from within a controlling society. This reasoning leads directly to the humans seen in conjunction with the Greys. The behavior of these humans has been described as being a cooperative arrangement. It is highly likely that some humans from this planet have been utilized in some capacity by that culture. Other UFO occupants that have been reported represent a very small percentage of these observations and may be either misidentifications, hoaxes, or other visiting species that appear to have stopped by to have a look-see and then left. Terrestrial interaction. Given the above, one can develop a scenario that will fit the observed data. It goes as follows. In the far distant past, an intelligent technological species of theropod did evolved on Earth. This species developed space travel and established colonies in nearby star systems. The asteroid impact that apparently occurred 65 million years ago devastated this civilization as well as nearly destroying the entire ecosystem. With their home civilization on Earth devastated, the colonies were left to evolve on their own. It would be likely that the Earth would be monitored, and as the ecosystem recovered, these rectoids would resume operations on Earth. Given the distances and effort involved to move resources back to Earth, it is likely that a need to augment the local workforce with a native labor force that could accomplish the more menial and laborious tasks. A simple means of acquiring this labor would be to utilize local terrestrial stock and genetically alter this stock as necessary to accomplish these goals. This idea is not without precedent, since mankind itself has done this with dogs and domesticated livestock. It is likely that this is how modern man was developed. Given the current status of humanity, it is likely that problems arose almost immediately with this race. Simply put, they could not overcome the instinctive, aggressive, and independent nature of the base stock. It was because of these problems that another subservient race was developed. This race, however, was not derived from local stock but was engineered from scratch to fill the need and to overcome and prevent the problems encountered earlier. The result of this effort was the Greys. It was discovered that for certain tasks, the independent nature of humans was a desirable trait, and also these humans proved to be an ideal host for the gestation of the Greys fetus. Therefore, although the Greys replaced humans for most tasks, humans were continued to be utilized within the society on a limited basis. It is from this human group that the Adamski/Mayer humans might be derived. After a time, the interest in Earth declined, and only a small observation post was left in operation. Mankind was therefore left to develop on Earth with only occasional interaction with its former inhabitants. In the meantime, the Rectoids were continually modifying the Greys, and developing specialized Greys for specific tasks. At some point, the Greys evolved enough cognitive abilities to realize their status, and it is this faction of Greys that is active on Earth attempting to overcome their built-in limitations. It is the remoteness of Earth that allows this group of Greys the required freedom of action. To gain sustenance, these Greys must obtain certain nutrients, and the simplest and most direct means is to mine them from local fauna. To reproduce, the Greys must obtain host females called a container. Since utilizing the native population of humans currently carries little risk of interdiction, and no requirements for maintaining the host, this method is preferred. Specialized Greys. These Greys are taller and more slender than the basic stock developed specifically to work in genetic engineering labs, oversee these operations as well as the effort to crossbreed their race with humans in an effort to overcome the built-in limitations. Females are taken, the DNA evaluated, and if acceptable, the female is tagged for future recovery. Males are also evaluated, and if suitable, tagged for future recovery. Some of these males may be used to impregnate current stock of host females in order to assure the transfer of desirable traits to future hosts' females. Other activities involve evaluating the nervous and other systems and tissues in order to optimize the ongoing development their crossbreeds capacities. The Greys have several ongoing problems. 1. The need to increase their number as quickly as possible. 2. As their population increases, more support facilities are required and must be developed. This diverts needed resources from the effort of obtaining self-sufficiency. Also, as more excursions are required to obtain the suitable containers, the likelihood that their purpose will be discovered and coordinated native interdiction initiated increases. Also, the sheer numbers required to continue the breeding operation mandates that they seek hosts in more densely populated areas. 2. As the local military capabilities become more sophisticated, it becomes increasingly difficult to maintain covert activities. 3. The master race may arrive and intervene at any time. 4. The governments that are aware of their presence may discover the true purpose of their activity and attempt active intervention.